is Savenhart Technology?
Basically, Savenhart Technology is a company focused on renewable energy technology. And one of our main focuses on this is electric powered transportation. So we deal with intercity transport. We sell electric bikes, scooters, and all that. And it's relatively new technology, so we're just trying to localize the technology and get everyone used to it, and save some costs on fuel, because the fuel costs over here are quite high, and there's always a lot of traffic and stuff. So we try and encourage people to use electric bikes every day, pretty much. Yeah.
Can you say a few more words about this aspect of localization? Why do you need to do that?
Yeah, because as I said, it's relatively new technology. People aren't used to it. I think Nigerians seem to think, like today it's raining, and they seem to think, wow, if you're on an electric bike, that means you're going to get zapped. You know, like literally, they don't understand how it works. And so I'm just trying to be that bridge in between very advanced technology and the people who live around here, pretty much.
So that also means you have to adapt the technology to local road conditions, right?
Yes. So we modify and customize our bikes based on the terrain that we live in, because we have potholes here, we've got puddles of water. The roads aren't generally good. I mean, most of the roads are good, but some of them are bad as well. So we need to cater to all these things. So we usually get a stronger suspension, and we use 3,000 kilowatt to 5,000 kilowatt motors and above. And generally brighter lights on the headlights and just everything you need to get about around Lagos. Yeah.
Tolu, you studied law. You're
Yes.
a lawyer. How did you enter this EV business? How did you end up setting up an amazing distribution for EVs in Nigeria?
Yeah. Well, actually, it started off as a hobby for me. So I bought one bike and an electric scooter, and I rode it, and it didn't take me far enough, and it didn't have any suspension. The headlights were bad, but I loved it. It had like fat tires, and it just looked so cool. And you know how it is. It's just like plain. You can't see an engine or anything. So the people around here were like, you know, how is this thing moving? And everywhere I went to, I got a lot of attention. So I wanted more of that. So I traveled to China and I assembled one for myself. And when I brought it back, a lot of people liked it. So I bought 2 more, then it became 5 and 10, and then we moved on to containers. And now we do about 7 different versions of electric, of EVs, 2-wheel and 3-wheeled. So yeah, that's where we are now. That's how I got here. I worked previously. I mean, I practiced as a lawyer. I worked in startup companies. I worked in the music industry. I worked in food and restaurants. You know, I've done a lot of things, and this just happened to be a hobby, to be honest with you. And it just sort of just took over my time, and now it's a full-time job for me. Yeah.
Who are the people that come to you to buy EVs?
We have all kinds of people. Right now we have about 76 registered users of our products, and I mean, people range from all kinds of people, from the oil and gas industry. A lot of them use them because they're safe and they're not flammable, so they use them to move around onshore sites that are very big. People use them to work every day. All kinds of people, to be honest. There's no, you know, some children buy them just to play around. Some adults use them to go to work. Some give them to their staff to do things. But the key is that it's functional, you know. It makes a lot of sense, especially when you live in a congested city where you've got a lot of traffic. Like today, I know I'm late for the interview, but you know, I left early enough. If I was on my electric bike, I'd be here on time, you know, and I wouldn't be polluting the ecosystem or spending any money. So Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing. And initially I had the question of how you started to finance this, because it seems like a capital-intensive business.
Yeah.
But you really sold the first unit, and you saved what you got, you reinvested it, and
Yeah.
so slow, step by step, you built up enough capital to ship containers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. I think it's a good learning for entrepreneurs that want to be distributors or merchants, that how they can build up their business step by step if they have a long-term vision.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when you get a container,
Yeah.
what's the next step for you? How does the process work for you? From you get something from abroad to okay, it's ready for the local market.
Okay, so basically, because we customize all our scooters, what happens, and motorbikes, what happens is they come here disassembled. So if we got this, we would get like basically it will be disassembled, and then we'd have little other bits and bobs which we order. Like we order the motors separately from a separate company, and then the suspension as well we get from a separate company. Then the general frame of the bike, we buy that from people in China. So when it comes here, we literally put it together, and when it's ready, then it's
Wow.
it's custom suited for this.
Wow, yeah. So it's actually Savenhart bikes.
Yes, SILTECH bikes.
It's not a bike that you can buy anywhere. It's probably your mashup of what can work here in Nigeria.
Actually, everything's been going so fast, so I haven't really, but from the next containers we're expecting, all the bikes are going to be branded with SILTECH on them. So yeah, it's coming along really well, to be honest. It's not something that I can say I planned for, but I'm a good captain on the ship. So whatever comes our way, we kind of adjust, and it's going on fine so far.
Tolu, what is your vision for electric for Nigeria? Do you think that could be like a major trend?
Yeah, I think so. In fact, one of the companies who I spoke to, Max NG, I just happened to speak to the founder. I took a picture of that there's a yellow bike in the display glass, because there was a rider outside, so I took a picture. And he found me on Instagram, and he told me their vision on EVs, and I thought about how can this become mass market? How can we localize this across the board and really transform the face of transportation in our country? And everything they were doing just seemed to fit into place with my experience as well. So I kind of joined them for a greater good. To try and do a project whereby we localize EV technology and have EV delivery bikes and passenger carriers, and maybe in the near future even have a lease model for people to buy these bikes. And so I'm actually tasked with the job to create a bike that will carry passengers, which I'm really excited about, So everything kind of comes together, So my experience here as well kind of goes with their vision, and we're about to start something great.
Wow, I love that. And what I personally learned from what you just shared is that as a change maker with a vision for where a field, a sector could go, you don't tie yourself entirely maybe just to your business or something, but you look, okay, where can I have the greatest impact right now? So you have your own business, where you distribute, but then at the same time you are an entrepreneur, that we say, that is, or a change maker within a company that wants to transform how they do business and how they move people around.
Sometimes you can't do as I said, you can't do everything on your own. So sometimes you have to step out of the box and kind of look at everything from a broader perspective. It's all about teamwork at the end of the day. So that was kind of the drive that put me in that position.
Very good. Did you ever encounter? I mean, the way you shared, you're a lawyer, you have experience in different startups, in different industries. Then step by step, you build up Savenhart. It sounds very smooth. Were there ever any challenges, hiccups on the way?
Wow, so many challenges. I can't even start to go into them. But the road hasn't been smooth. Everything, I mean, the bright lights, I'm in a nice showroom now, but it wasn't always like this. At some point, I had to keep bikes in a friend's house or rent a container. And even while I was working as well, I was kind of, when I was a lawyer, it was so boring for me, to be honest. You know, I'd be in the office and I'd be getting sleepy, and I just thought, there must be a better way to make money and be alive. And so I kind of went into the music industry and started signing up artists to a digital distribution platform. Yeah, and let's not go into that. We could talk about this till tomorrow. Like, basically, it hasn't been straightforward. Like I said, this is a hobby. Like, even as I'm sitting here now, it's almost like, wow, you're actually doing this, you know? So it's just nature's course, to be honest. Nothing was really planned.
Tolu, what would be your advice to a young Nigerian today?
My advice would be never give up on your dreams. I think the world is like a coin box. What you put inside is what you get back. If you do the work, you have faith, you believe in God, you pray, the sky is the limit, to be honest, because I've been in situations whereby I've literally had nothing. I've had my back against the wall, and you know, sometimes you kind of become a victim when you're trying to become an entrepreneur, you're trying to achieve something. You let little things knock you down. But you need to have faith. As long as you know that what you're doing is the right thing and it's what you want to do, and it's something that could give you a steady income and living, and just go for it and believe in it and keep trying. Even if you've got obstacles, just keep going and going and going. And yeah, someday you'll make it. Keep knocking on the door.
Right. Thank you so much for sharing, Tolu.
Yeah.
See how fast Nigeria goes electric with you.
Yeah. Hopefully I'll ride to Berlin next.
It was a pleasure to welcome you there.
Yeah. Okay.